Do most Israelis blame Prime Minister Netanyahu for this, either for the vulnerability, the lack of taking intel seriously, or the conditions that caused it to come about?
I think the overwhelming number of Israelis blame Benjamin Netanyahu for this. First of all, before this war even started, they were already mad at him for what he had shredded the rule of law. He had shredded the concept of separate but equal branches of government. They rewrote basic Israeli law to subordinate the judiciary to a politicized legislative, which was responsive to a politicized executive. In America, it would be the equivalent of the Supreme Court being told that the Congress gets to pick the Supreme Court justices, and if the Supreme Court justices make any decision that they don't agree with, they can be impeached and replaced.
Right. Right.
That wouldn't work. Well, that's happening. That's happened in Israel to protect Benjamin Netanyahu. He is a corrupt individual under serious charges of corruption. So he is perverting the concept of basic separate but equal branches of government to benefit himself. And Israel is already fundamentally split. Now you throw on top of that, he is Mr. Security. He's the guy that's been telling the Israelis from 1995 that he alone can take care of Israel. He knows the real threats. He knows all the problems. Trust me, I will save you. Well, Bibi, you were asleep at the wheel, and now you have thousands of dead Israelis because of you. And all of Israel knows this. So he's in trouble right now. He's playing on this, which is going to make coming up with a peaceful outcome very difficult, because Benjamin Netanyahu knows this is the end of him as a politician. He is finished. He will not survive this.
While this is going on, the President of the United States, we'll leave in a few hours, will soon be on his way to Israel. He taped a piece for 60 Minutes. They released some snippets. We'll play one or two of them for you now, in which he defends the ability of the United States to engage for Israel and to engage for Ukraine at the same time. So basically, Scott Pelley says to him, are you serious? Can the United States confront two wars at the same time? Take a listen.
Are the wars in Israel and Ukraine more than the United States can take on at the same time?
We're the United States of America, for God's sake. The most powerful nation in the history, not in the world, in the history of the world. The history of the world. We can take care of both of these and still maintain our overall international defense.
I guess he forgot about Vietnam, Afghanistan, and Iraq, Scott.
He forgot about a lot of things. I mean, the fact of the matter is, and it pains me to say this, but we're not the most powerful nation. We're the United States of America, for God's sake. I know that, Mr. President. Unlike you, I wore the damn uniform. I know what it means to put my life on the line for my country. And you're going to sit there and lecture me? You're going to lecture the people that served in Iraq, served in Afghanistan, knows what it's like to be betrayed by the likes of you? No way. Look, the fact of the matter is, if you took an American brigade right now, put it into Ukraine against the Russians, it would be destroyed within a matter of days. That's the God's honest truth. Our military is not trained, equipped, organized. It doesn't have proper leadership. And to be honest, the physical fitness, the makeup of this military, it's gone woke. I don't want to get too much politics on that. We are not the same military that we used to be. And that's because of people like Biden. We're getting whooped in Ukraine, Mr. President. Maybe you haven't seen what's going on. We're not winning. We're not prevailing. They not only are beating the Ukrainians, which we've pumped up with over $130 billion worth of equipment, they're depleting NATO's capability of fighting. And that was before Israel happened. And now the Israeli military just got their butts handed to them by a bunch of Hamas fighters. And Hamas is just foaming at the mouth for them to come into Gaza. Mr. President, what do you have to offer? 2 aircraft carrier battle groups and 1 Marine Amphibious Ready Group, 2,000 Marines. And I love the Marine Corps. We're pretty damn good, but we're not that good, Mr. President. What are you going to do with 2,000 Marines against 100,000 Hezbollah fanatics dug into the hill waiting for you to come?